Kia ora. If you look closely, there are pockets of New Zealand which aren't covered by some form of severe weather watch or warning, but they are few and far between. A good indication of the sheer expanse of this area of low pressure, which is set to bring more wet, windy weather towards the country, and also even some snowfall across those higher parts of the South Island. So one to really watch out for as we head through the rest of Thursday. Don't forget, the best place to go to find the timings in your local area is the Met Service website. But I'll give you a rundown of how things are set to pan out. As we head through the rest of Thursday, that rainfall continues to run in towards the parts of the western coast, particularly those areas south of Hokitika in towards the ranges there, another 150 to 200 millimetres of rainfall. But you can see the rain also feeds into Tasman, to Bulla, also in towards those southern parts of the country, in towards Southland. And as we head through in towards the early hours of Friday morning, the rain runs across places like Northland, Auckland, with some pretty intense thunderstorms possible in those as we head through the morning time on Friday. Accompanying that, some pretty strong winds, so it is definitely a forecast to be keeping up to date with wherever you are in New Zealand. As we go through the next couple of days, we're going to carry on seeing that rainfall run through us, particularly in those areas which we've already seen huge amounts of rainfall, those areas across those far southern parts of Westland. Up to around about this morning, about 10 o'clock, we'd seen as much as 400 millimetres of rainfall in 48 hours in places like Milford Sound, and we've got another 150 to 200 millimetres of rainfall across some of those higher parts of Westland as we head through the rest of Thursday. You can see, though, there's plenty of rain up towards parts of the Tasman area, particularly those western parts, west of Motueka, in towards the inland areas of Marlborough, up towards places like Richmond and Bryant Range, and there are warnings through there for that heavy rainfall. Warnings as well up towards parts of the Bulla region, places like the Paparoa Range, seeing some heavy rainfall as we head through Thursday, and that rain runs back in towards Southland as well. Now the totals here, not as much as we'll see on that western coast, but still enough to bring some impacts in the region. So there is a severe weather warning out for those areas, and well worth keeping a close eye on as we go through the rest of the day on Thursday. Up north, you can see we've got another area of those darker blues up in towards, let's say, the Bay of Plenty. Northerly winds bringing that rainfall in towards the Coromandel and the Bay of Plenty as we head through Friday. Some heavy falls through there, and we have got severe thunderstorm watches for Northland, Auckland, and across in towards the Coromandel and the Bay of Plenty, also for as we head through to the end of Thursday and in towards Friday. As well as the wet weather will keep hold of those strengthening northerly winds as well. There are severe wind watches through parts of Canterbury, those northern areas of the South Island. We'll also find strengthening winds through the southern parts of Taranaki, in towards Wanganui, in towards Taihape, Wellington, and also up through Northland and Auckland as we head through the rest of Thursday and that first part of Friday. Things are getting better by Friday, but we've got plenty to do as we go between now and then. So we are going to find it is still going to be a very active spell of weather. You can see as we run through Thursday, we start to find the weather easing across those southern parts of the country. Things start to ease off, the winds clearing through there and that wet weather. But we'll keep hold of those watches and warnings across the North Island as we head through in towards Friday as well. The last ones to clear being the ones up through the Bay of Plenty and the Coromandel, the heavier rainfall there, sticking around until the end of the day. But really there's plenty of windy, wet weather still to come, and we are going to find it takes its time to move away. The weekend is looking much more settled, but we have got a fairly active few days to get through. The rest of Thursday and Friday, especially in those areas which have already seen a huge amount of rainfall. But like we saw, there's plenty of activity across New Zealand as we head through Thursday and Friday. So please check out the forecast for your area. And the best place to do that is metservice.com.